Welcome back, amigos. Thank you for joining me again. I'm so happy, so excited to share with you this amazing recipe. It's quesadillas. And before you stop the video, because you might be thinking, why do I need to learn how to make quesadillas? It's only a tortilla and cheese and you close it. You want to learn this quesadillas because these ones are traditional Central Mexican quesadillas. The main difference is that these ones go in a fresh corn tortilla that we're going to make ourselves. Then we're going to put some cheese in it, a filling, and today the filling is shrimp with chipotle. Delicious. We're going to close it, and then we're going to deep fry it. Oof. After, we're going to stack them. We're going to put some lettuce on the top, some queso fresco, some cream, and some slices of avocado. So stick around, because trust me, you want to learn how to make this quesadillas. And let's go check out the ingredients so we can start working. For our shrimp in chipotle sauce, we're gonna need a pound of shrimp, a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of chicken powder, half a teaspoon of shrimp powder, 2 Roma tomatoes, quarter of an onion, 3 teaspoons of canned chipotle, 2 garlic cloves, 2 guajillo peppers. For our masa, we're going to need 150 grams of maseca, 230 grams of water, and a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt. And for toppings, we're going to need lettuce, queso fresco, crema, quarter of an onion chopped, and salsa. Okay guys, so our first step is to start making our base, our tortilla, our masa. Let me show you how to prepare that. We're going to start our masa by salting the water. How do you know how much salt to add? Just taste it. It should kind of taste like seawater. Now, it's also very important that our water is warm. This is going to help us get in a better consistency for our masa. As you can see, I didn't add all of the water. I always like to make sure my masa is going to need it, and in this case, I actually ended up using all of it. The consistency we're looking for, it's kind of like a Play-Doh. It shouldn't stick to your fingers, it shouldn't be dry, and it should be very soft. Now we're just gonna cover it, making sure the plastic is touching the masa. Otherwise, it's gonna get dry and it's gonna break. Set it aside and let's continue with the recipe. Now that our masa is done, let's go ahead and start making the shrimp. Let's start our salsa by cleaning the guajillo peppers, which is removing the sticks and the seeds. Next, we're going to place our tomatoes, 2 garlic cloves, and quarter of an onion divided by layers in a sheet pan. For the garlic cloves, we're going to do a little foil pouch like this one so the cloves can cook thoroughly. We're going to drizzle some oil and sprinkle some salt, and we're going to close the pouch. And don't forget to drizzle some oil and sprinkle some salt also on top of the tomatoes and the onions. Set your oven to broil, and we're going to leave them there for 5 to 10 minutes depending on your oven. While our tomatoes are getting broiled, let's roast our peppers. Add some oil to a pan, and we're going to wait until it gets hot. We're going to roast the peppers on each side like for 20 to 30 seconds or until they change its color. Also, whenever they're roasted properly, they smell really good, and whenever they're not, they don't smell like anything. Don't forget, these guys get burnt very easily, so make sure you don't roast them for too long. Now that all of our ingredients are ready, let's start blending. Let me show you how our garlic turned out. These look awesome, they're perfectly cooked. As you can see, they're very soft and they're ready to be blended. And let's not forget about our chipotle pepper. I added 3 little spoons like this one, but you can add less if you think this might be too hot for you, or you can add more if you are a chipotle fan. Next, let's blend our salsa very well until we don't see any tiny pieces of dry peppers. Our salsa is done now, and it's just waiting for us to finish cutting our shrimp in tiny pieces. For these quesadillas, you don't want big chunks because they're gonna break the tortilla, so make sure you cut it in tiny pieces. If you're liking this recipe, don't forget to go follow me on TikTok as well. Now, remember that oil that we used to roast our peppers? Well, we're going to reuse it. We're going to cook our shrimps there for a couple seconds, and then we're adding our salsa. We don't want to overcook our shrimp, amigos. Remember, we still have to let our salsa cook there with the shrimps for a few minutes, and then we're also frying the quesadilla. Here I just added a little bit of water to the blender and added to the pan. In this house, we don't waste anything. Let's season our salsa with some chicken powder, salt, and shrimp powder. Keep stirring for the next 2 to 3 minutes. And then we're gonna turn off our pan and we're gonna set aside. Our filling is done. And our masa is done. So it's time to start making our quesadillas. First, we're going to cut some plastic bags in the shape of circles. This is so the masa doesn't stick to the tortilla press. Now let's work our masa for a minute or 2. If your masa got dry, don't you worry, you don't need to start over. You just add a little bit of water and it should be good. As you can see, this is very play-doughy consistency. Then let's make some little portions of masa. I like 30 grams per portion, but that's because I like small quesadillas. If you're looking for a quesadilla on the bigger side, I will go up to 60 to 80 grams. Now let's press our tortilla. Do not press too hard because we don't want a thin tortilla, otherwise it's gonna break. And now we're just gonna flip it to the other side to make it even. And let's start filling it. Actually, amigos, the next step is kind of hard because I know we're all tempted to put a lot of filling in our quesadillas, but if we do so, the tortilla is going to break or the quesadilla is not going to close. And if it doesn't close, when we fry them, the oil is gonna get in the middle and we don't want that. Help yourself by holding the plastic of the tortilla press and start closing the quesadilla. Now we're gonna start pinching, kind of like pinching our quesadilla, so we can start closing the edges. Like that. Look at that! That looks so good! We wanna make sure the edges are tightly pinched because we don't want oil in there. It's pretty gross whenever you're biting a quesadilla and then you get a shot of oil. So we want to avoid that. We ended up with 9 quesadillas. Let's start frying them. We're gonna put some oil in a pan and we're gonna wait until it heats up all the way to 350 Fahrenheit. Dunk your quesadilla there and wait until it's golden brown. Put some paper towels in a sheet pan and let's take it out. Moving on to plating. In this bowl over here, I have some leftover salsa from the shrimps, and I'm going to use that as a base for my plate. Now let's grab one of our quesadillas and place it on top. Woohoo, it's already looking so pretty. Over here, I have some chopped lettuce that I'm gonna put on top of my quesadilla. Beautiful. Now the other quarter of the onion, I chopped it as well, and I'm gonna put it on top as a garnish. Now some quesito fresco. And we're topping it with some freshly made salsa. This time I actually did the salsa in the air fryer. I just put 5 tomatillos, quarter of an onion, 2 garlic cloves, and a serrano in there, cooked it, and then I blended it. And listo! Look at that! Restaurant level food. And it would have looked prettier if I hadn't forgotten the cream. I don't know why I skipped it. I guess I was so excited that it turned out so pretty. But added to it, it actually adds a lot of flavor to our quesadilla. Yeah, Carla, very pretty, but does it taste pretty too? Does it taste good too? I don't know, let's go find out.
Es que sí quedaron muy buenos. Muy buenos estas quesadillas. De verdad, they're really good. I'm trying my quesadillas, and it's not because I made them. They're actually really good. Wow. I'm gonna put more salsa. Amigos, that was the recipe. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you prepare these quesadillas for your loved ones and let me know how they turned out. I'll see you next week. And for now, that's it. Adios. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and to give me some thumbs up. Ahora sí. Adios.